Hello everyone, I'm Frankie. Some of you may have heard of me. I ran as a council candidate in May's local elections, and we need to call out the council on failing to replant the trees which get cut down for building projects all around. And we really need to protect England's green and pleasant land. We need to protect the green belt and object to building on green land. I think that's quite important. Somebody before, a few of the earlier speakers mentioned the problem, a huge problem of deforestation, and I agree. We had, I don't remember if you remember, around Christmas time, there was that advert about palm oil, the rainforests being destroyed, driving orangutans to extinction for the sake of palm oil. I hate to say it, but the same thing is happening to plant crops for biofuels. And I know people are fed up of hearing the B word. I've promised not to bring up the B word in British politics. You'll know what I'm talking about. But the EU incentivises this by incentivising biofuels. And we have to be careful. These are crucial, dangerous times. So in decades gone by, the European Commission was lobbied by car manufacturers to encourage national governments to incentivise diesel, okay? Because the diesel produces less CO2 than petrol fuel. But as a consequence of that, the toxins produced by the diesel are much, much worse. And it's caused air pollution to soar across Europe. People were talking about cleaner air, and it's caused hundreds of thousands of people to die from that bad air. And what we need to do is ensure that every school in the country has trees, has bushes, has a hedge around the outside to provide cleaner air for our children. We have kids dying from chronic asthma because we are not acting to deal with congestion. The Exeter City Council, having worked in sales, I have to respect them for how good they put a PR spin on every time we have a protest like this. So rather than reacting to what we say and saying what they're going to change, they big themselves up. They say, look how green we are, look how amazing we are, look how progressive we are, when actually you're not doing very well. The rate of recycling in Exeter has gone down from 36% of our waste being recycled to just 30%. That's a significant drop. We need to hold them to account on this. You may have seen recently, we're talking about congestion, air pollution. They are now introducing free parking in the city on Thursday evenings. This is ridiculous. It is to ease congestion on the weekends, but letting them park for free is ridiculous. It's going to lose us out on a lot of money they'd otherwise be making from parking charges, while our council tax is set to go up, and they're not doing anything about the environment. Are you happy with that? No! Stand up to them then. We need, people are talking about this already before, it's already political, we need to get political. Environmentalism is political. We saw in the European elections, the Greens made huge gains. And there is a group in the Green Party called Green Leaves. There are Green Party councillors in that who support Brexit. There are a lot in the continent in Scandinavia in that. Being critical of the EU is a left-wing, pro-environment thing. They say the way food production works in the single market is not environmentally sound. If you're in the single market, we have to treat live export, which treats animals horribly. We have to think about how we're resourcing our food responsibly. And I'm sorry, nothing against vegans, but a vegan diet is not inherently cruelty-free. We see in some of the South American countries where quinoa is grown, because the demand for quinoa in countries like this one is so high, the poor people who farm it in those countries can no longer afford to eat it themselves, so they have to live on fast food, which is hugely detrimental to their health and hugely detrimental to the environment, because it's causing the deforestation and it's polluting the world with cow farts. But we saw in... Yeah. We're just trying to make sure that...